Hey, can you patch that? All right, thanks, man. Now I know where we can, where we've hit. Hey everybody, we're out here today. We're going to be shooting all sorts of different calibers today. Welcome to the show. I'm Wild Phil. This is going to be the first episode ever. I'm very excited to start this channel. We're out here at the range that we've set up out here. We're going to be shooting all sorts of different calibers. You're going to see all kinds of fun stuff, everything from Wildcats to standard rounds. Mostly Wildcats. I'm a huge fan of Wildcats, Wild Phil, you know. And that's what you're going to be seeing. So here's some of the different calibers we'll be shooting today, and so you can get an idea of their sizes. We're going to be shooting some 5.56 Federal Ammunition American Eagle. Alright, so for the 308, we're going to be shooting some Perfecta 308 Winchester. 308. Hey everyone, we're going to be shooting up next the Mosin Nagant. This is a shout out to Bolt Action Betty. If you don't know who Bolt Action Betty is, she is a person who throws up pinup events for veterans. Very cool system that she has. We're a big fan of it over here. And so this next round is going to be for you, Bolt Action Betty. Thank you for everything that we do. I'll be shooting a bolt action on your behalf. We gave a shout out to Bolt Action Betty. Here's our bolt action we'll be using. It's the Mosin Nagant with the Archangel stock. I'm using a 10-round magazine. And this is my special thank you to Betty and everything you do for our troops. Let's start firing. Just to give an example of what the 7.62 by 54R looks like and what the Mosin Nagant shoots, this is that big scary AR-15 round that you always see people complaining about, and this is the 7.62 by 54R. These are the rounds side by side. So the 7.62 by 54R is a much faster, much stronger round. Alright everyone, I've got some shoes here that we're going to be retiring today. I've had these shoes for 15, almost 20 years now. There's some old Cyruses. I've owned these, like I said, forever, and it's time to retire them. So we're going to go ahead and do it in the proper way. We're going to send them out first with a 7.62 by 25. If they survive that, we're going to give them some 12 gauge love. Bang, bang. And these are my shoes. Osiris, I want to thank that company for giving me great shoes that lasted me forever. I was happy to give them a proper send-off. As you can see, they're not bulletproof. Osiris, if you're still around, it would be cool if you guys ever made a bulletproof version of these. I would buy them for sure. Just so you know, this tree was dead before we started shooting it. It looks like we might have to cut this one down, it looks like. Wow. Alright, we're just going to wrap up with some quick review on what we fired today, on some of what we fired today. Some of it we don't really need to go over, as a lot of you know about them. So here we have the AR-15 we were shooting. This is a CMMG, lower and upper. We're using a hollow sun optic with the solar. I got a red dot on it. It's extremely highly recommended by us if you get a chance. The forward grip and everything is just generic. This is nothing special. We're just kind of having it. And then for a flash hider, we are using the standard A2 bird cage on this. Everything was wonderful with it until we started using the steel mags that came with it. Now those were generic mags. They were not made by CMMG. Actually, I have no idea who they're made by. They're not stamped. But that magazine gave us these two bad feeds. One where it bent the round inside of the rifle, and then the second one, the second bad feed, where it pushed the round into the case. Everything else ran fine through, we did that 40 round mag dump as well as a 30 round mag dump. And during the 30 round is when we had those jams, and it was with that steel mag that I have had previous jams with. I'm actually throwing it out after this. Now, the 590 Shockwave, this was my first time shooting it. This is my first shotgun. I absolutely love it. It is a lot of fun to shoot. The recoil is not what you would think it would be. The grip here, sorry, it's not my first shotgun. It's my first, I guess, shot shell firing weapon. But this actually mitigates a lot of the recoil. You're also getting a lot held with the front grip. My left wrist is actually feeling it, but again, I put about 50 rounds through it myself. This is the 12 gauge model. No feeding issues at all. This is its first time being fired. The one thing I can note that I was not a fan of is right in here, it's a very sharp edge, and while feeding rounds, I cut my knuckle twice feeding rounds into it. It's just a minor inconvenience. You could Dremel it out, I'm sure, and get it nice and smooth, or rounded so it's not as bad. It's not necessary that it's sharp, so it won't change the function of the firearm at all. And then finally we shot the DPMS LR308. This is a wonderful AR platform 308 that we fired today. It cycled perfectly. The recoil was very manageable. We're using a standard A2 bird cage. This is a cheap throwaway scope. It was just something that we put on it so that we had some sort of optic today. We didn't zero it or anything like that, but it was just something we used. Everything went smoothly. It was the first time that this was fired. It's a great weapon. I highly recommend it, especially for the price range. I mean, you're talking a semi-auto 308 with a 20 round mag for under $1,000, and it held up wonderful. I couldn't recommend it enough.
Just want to give one last shout out to patriotpinup.org. Thank you again for everything you ladies do for our troops and our veterans. Also, don't forget to throw a like and subscribe down below. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Well, we were hoping to shoot down the tree, and as you can see behind me, it decided to fall on its own. We did a little bit too much damage to it, and here she is. So, it only took about half hour after we finished shooting it to finally give way. Oh wow, look at this. you actually can see bullets stuck in the tree. Wow, there's ones that hit each other in here. That is awesome. Look at, wait, let's get that out of there. Look at that. Looks like a 40, a 9. I would imagine anything bigger than that's going to go right through.